Happy Easter, everyone! You know, last year was kinda lackluster. I did 5 reviews, but I only managed to get 4 posted, so I guess I'll have to start working harder to get more videos out this year. And I can't think of a better way to get back into the spirit than by going back to my roots. Horror films. So get ready, because this video's about to get weird. Let's talk about Dario Argento. Dario Argento is an Italian filmmaker most famous for movies like Deep Red, Inferno, and one of the most famous and loved horror films ever, Suspiria. So really, how could I go without featuring one of his movies? The Church is a 1989 Italian horror film produced and written by Dario Argento. The film was directed by Michele Soavi, and all my European viewers can have fun correcting me in the comments, who's known for working alongside horror directors like Argento and Lucio Fulci. I plan on reviewing one of Fulci's movies in the future. The film was originally going to be the third installment of Dario's Demon series, but it was rewritten as its own movie. But that didn't stop certain parts of the world from still calling it Demons 3. Back then it was pretty much a law that every movie had alternate titles. So the film opens in medieval Germany as we see a band of knights hunting after a group of people who are believed to be Satan worshippers. Well, you still look more convincing than John Cleese.
Kill them! All of them! Not one must be allowed to live!
Yeah, in keeping with the fact that religious people in the Middle Ages were crazy, the knights kill an entire village and bury them in a pit. They then place a church on top of the burial site to keep any evil from ever returning. We then cut to the present day as...
I'm sorry. Please excuse me.
Oh, sweetie, it's the 80s and you're a woman. I have to excuse you.
I'm really very sorry.
That's okay.
So this is Evan, who's the church's new librarian, and this is Lisa, who seems to be making a fresco for the Church of Altered Beast.
Which way is the library?
Hey.
Thanks, free garbage.
Hello?
So this is the sacristan's daughter, Lottie, because bring your kid to work day is the worst.
Good morning.
It's your first day, and you're already late. You were told to be here at 8 o'clock sharp. And I don't think there is any reason, Lotte, why you should be here in the library.
I'd make a joke if I wasn't almost certain someone was getting painful flashbacks watching this. So later that day, we see Lisa in the cellar as the wall starts to crumble. She finds an old parchment in a hidden compartment. As she shows it to Evan and the bishop walks in.
What was that girl doing in here?
Nothing. Just wanted to ride home.
Oh, okay then. Wait, is that Hamburg, Germany? It is! Oh, and if you're wondering how I know about Hamburg, Germany, my producer has a friend from Germany.
Here we are.
So Evan drops Lisa off at her house as...
I'm gonna have a shower. Amuse yourself while I'm gone.
Right.
Ho, I sure will. Huh. Okay, not how I'd amuse myself.
Have you ever heard of a French writer named Fulcanelli?
It's pronounced Ferrari, you jerk. So the next day at the church, we see Evan's determined to figure out the mystery behind the parchment as Lisa walks out. Well, some movies have cat jump scares. This movie has pigeon jump scares. So after finding a stone with 7 eyes, as the parchment foretold, Evan pries it off the floor cause that always ends well in horror movies. Well, at least now I don't have to worry about my hiccups. And don't reach into the hole, dummy! It's thousands of years old, there's a blue light glowing from it, and you have no idea what's down there! Now what did you learn? Okay, the hands are gone. Now, for the love of chaos, leave! So at this point, the movie pretty much becomes side plot heaven, as we see a group of children on a field trip, a bride taking wedding photographs, an old couple, and a couple of teenage bikers all gathered around the church. But that doesn't stop Evan from being creepy.
You didn't go to school today. How come? Did you have a tummy ache, little girl?
No.
I don't like where this is going.
Why don't we open up your tummy?
Not what I had in mind, but that's still pretty horrible. So Lottie runs away as it seems the demons are starting to take action, as the sacristan says that a demon possessed him.
I'm not Herman any longer. Last night the angel of evil possessed me, and I became his servant. I want to do evil, to kill, and destroy.
Oh, come on, the take wasn't that bad. So the sacristan kills himself with a jackhammer as the church's doors all seal shut, trapping everyone inside the church.
But, madam, I told you already there's nothing I can do. And that's the only door.
What shall I do with the children?
Oh, and remember how I mentioned that this was originally going to be Demons 3 at some point? Well, for those of you who haven't seen Demons, the gist of the movie is that a group of people get trapped in a movie theater and are possessed and attacked by demons. I bring that up because this movie just reminded me of that premise, so I guess I can see why some countries still called it Demons 3. So the madness continues as the people inside start to get stir-crazy.
Come off it. Those things just don't happen.
So the teenage bikers try to find another way out as Father Guess here confronts the bishop on the church's roof.
The doors! Who closed the doors? The devil?
No, the architect devised a mechanism for security.
Security?
Evil within these walls is worse than any plague. It's worse than the Black Death.
So as the bishop explains to Gus that the church has been corrupted, we learn that the bishop intends to let the evil kill the people inside and be released to the outside, sin corrupted world. Because apparently that's a real Christian thing to do.
You've no right to play God!
I am the church!
You're insane!
No! I'm sorry. It's the voice actor's scream that makes this funny to me. So at this point, the movie becomes insanity heaven, as the demons cause all kinds of insane stuff to happen. Lisa falls into a trance, the old woman cuts off her husband's head to ring the church bell with it, and my favorite part is when the two bikers try to escape through the church's drainage system but dig too far down and end up in the subway. And not even in that order, I'm just trying to list as many things as possible. That's something American audiences didn't like about foreign horror. The plots were a bit hard to follow. Rather it was poor explanations, or too many characters. Most American audiences had trouble following foreign horror films. So Lisa lies on an altar naked as Evan returns and turns into a demon. And it looks pretty good. The costume designs were done by
Mauricio Pela.
Thank you. But from what I found, it doesn't look like he's made much other works. Which is a shame because he did a great job designing this thing. Though I'm fairly certain someone out there is getting offended by its design. So Lottie makes it back inside and shows Father Gus a secret exit, but Gus senses something evil about to be unleashed and decides that he has to sacrifice himself for the world.
Go alone.
No, please, come with me.
No, I must stay here. Now save yourself.
Don't worry, Lottie. It'll be fun being the only survivor and growing up alone. So it looks like a demon made out of all the people who were killed in the opening is ready to meet the world. But luckily, Father Gus finds that the church has a switch to destroy itself and uses it to bury the demon again. So we cut to years later as Lottie returns to the church's ruins, but finds the stone with 7 eyes. It wasn't that funny. So that was The Church, and while I'm not a mega fan of these movies that rely more on atmosphere than explanations, this one's pretty good. The movie has a dark, eerie tone, the soundtrack is memorable, and the sets and costume effects are amazing. The movie has a few uncomfortable moments, but if you're used to these kind of movies, you probably won't mind them. So if you're a fan of Italian horror films, I say check this one out. If you're not, you just wasted your time watching this review. Happy Easter!